Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mike and Dave Hit the Stage. I am Dave.
I'm Mike.
And today is history songs.
Cool.
We are going to talk about songs that talk about actual points in history or actual things that happened.
Yeah, for the most part.
And this is the second time we've done this. Yeah, I don't hide the this wasn't even a mistake. We had a technical issue.
Yeah.
But we caught it. So
Yeah.
far, we've been catching our technical issues in this run as we go.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's a step in the right direction.
I guess so.
Well, compared to what last time? What we had last time, no video, then bad video, then bad video, then blurry video.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Really enraging.
We're only about 30 in.
This should be 28.
28.
Ugh, 28 episodes in and we still haven't hit each other. It's amazing. It's honestly shocking we haven't hit each other.
I wouldn't hit you, Dave.
You don't have the balls. No. We're not like that now. We can talk our problems through.
Yeah.
We may threaten to hit each other over songs, but we're never actually going to hit each other over songs.
No, if I hit you over a song, you should just throw me out the window.
Yeah, that would be the appropriate response. We're 2 floors up. That's going to be the answer.
I hope so.
Yeah. I don't think you need to educate me on how to be violent. I got it. So,
Yes.
we're going to start with Sons of Liberty by Frank Turner.
Yes.
This is your pick.
Yes, it is.
Teach me.
Teach you?
Yes.
So, it's about it gives you an example, but the song is basically don't take shit from your government.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it gave you the example of Wat Tyler, who in 1381 went in front of the king. Right, I'm trying to read this here, and basically he stood up with the peasants. And at the end of the day, they killed him. But
of course, because they always kill.
Right, the uprising.
Yeah, they always try to smash the uprising. They always kill the martyr.
Yeah,
because that's why they're martyrs. Mm-hmm. So they're martyrs for a cause.
But this song, I noticed a theme in the songs I picked. The first few that I picked.
Resistance.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize that. The funny thing is, I know we don't talk politics, but that's not even in my. It's not in my feelings until I think about it. Like I would never want anybody to tell me what to do.
Oh yeah,
but it's so funny
that is so punk rock.
Right, but I never think of it until it's brought in front of me. You know what I mean? Like I'm a very empathetic person. I think of the other people first. You know. But then when it's brought to me that if somebody ever came and tried to take something from me, I would stand up to it, you know? And it's amazing that it doesn't come, it's not at the front of my personality.
Well, it wouldn't have to be.
Right.
You're not in a...
But there's certain people
You're not in a world and situation... You personally, and I personally, are not in a world and situation where we are having our lives tread upon by the government.
Right. Well,
not to the level that this song takes...
Right, correct.
To, or some people currently live in. Mm-hmm. You know, like I said, we don't really talk about politics or religion or government like that. But there are people in places in the world not far from where we're standing,
right, who
have the government standing on their neck. Mm-hmm. And there are people who believe the government's standing on their neck when they're just asking them not to be dicks. There's 2 very different sides of a coin.
Right.
But we, looking at this, the idea that we stand up for what we believe in, we stand up to the government, we push back against what's being pushed upon us. Mm-hmm. That's a cool theory. That's very punk rock. That's all punk rock's ever been to me.
Right.
Like, I don't know a whole lot of it, but what I've experienced is I'm not going to take crap. I'm not going to take your crap. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to let them tell me what I can take.
Right. And also, I'm not going to let people crap on other people.
Yeah. And I think that's very, that's the essence of punk rock.
That's one of the biggest things with me is people shitting on other people. It really, really gets to me.
It's very Stallone of you.
Asshole. No, but I mean, in my personal life and everything, I just don't like people fucking taking advantage of other people.
Yes.
It really, really irks me.
It is
And
it is a sore spot with me.
recently, I've really been standing up to it. Like, usually I'd be like, all right, I'll deal with it. You know, if it didn't affect me personally. Recently, I've been starting to like.
I'm usually pretty go
outwardly-
with the flow.
Yeah.
Like in my latter half of the life so far, I have been pretty go with the flow. More recently, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
No, I'm not taking that.
Dealing with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
this song, yeah.
and the 1300s, that's a specific time too. That's an interesting. It's an interesting place to pick in history
Yeah.
because it's really like that beginning of the upheaval of England.
Right. I think that's why he picked it. I think it shows the beginning of the rebellion against
The empire.
yeah.
Yeah, because it really culminated in post World War II. It was the collapse of the British Empire.
Yeah, it's amazing if you really look at it how many countries were under British rule. It's crazy. You know
And how many still have major effects from that rule.
right. Or still Commonwealths. I mean, it's
Well,
this
the same thing with America. American Samoa. We forget that American Samoans are American
Right.
in all but citizenship. Guam, Puerto Rico. They're without getting into the politics of it. These people are governed by the United States.
is Guam? I never knew Guam.
Guam is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Guam, American Samoa, Puerto Rico, and I forget the U.S. Virgin Islands
Okay.
are all under U.S. government, but not represented by the
states.
government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's without getting into the politics
Right,
of it.
right.
It's very interesting to see where the same thing with the British. The British had their hands in the islands, and they had in Africa and Europe,
Right.
India.
Yeah.
Their effect on India is permanent.
Australia.
They founded Australia.
Yeah.
They founded government in what we know as common Australia, but that's really what the indigenous people refer to as white Australia.
Yeah.
They founded a prison colony and just turned it into a place to the point where the British flag is part of their flag
Yeah.
and they want to take it back.
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole movement in Australia about removing the Union Jack
Yeah.
from the Australian flag.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yeah, they want to put the Aboriginal flag in its place.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
That would be awesome.
Give
Yeah.
it back to the people. Give it
Right.
back to and that's as political as I'm going to get. Give it back to the originals.
Yeah, you're right.
Same thing with this country. Mm-hmm. Recognize the indigenous people.
Oh yeah.
Recognize the nations.
Sorry.
It's the most controversial take I could have on something.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, why would you say that? Oh, maybe because they were here literally before us,
any of us. Yeah.
and we stole everything.
Yeah.
And I know people like, oh, well, that happened. Yeah, it happened, and it sucks. And we ruined lives.
Yeah.
We ruined cultures.
I back in my idiot days, I used to say it was just like Monopoly, where everybody was just taking things. It's a stupid way of looking at it, but
It is, but it isn't when you realize that somebody had to have something on the board for them to take.
right.
They're the people who built the board. Mm-hmm. We took, although, and this is not for imperialism, but we basically decided that they needed ownership over the thing that they were sharing with everyone else.
Right.
That's a little stupid. It's like they were just hanging out, living their lives, hunting, gathering. They had societies, they had their hierarchy, and we decided that was savage compared to what was coming. What the British were bringing into the world, the Spanish and the French were bringing to the New World. They decided that was archaic and savage, and they decided to spend all their time being archaic and savage and destroying it.
Right.
Shows you what evolution has taught us.
Yeah.
Nothing. Evolution has taught us nothing. I honestly believe we stopped evolving at the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Once we decided to make machines, we stopped growing as an organism. Because think about it, we haven't evolved physically. People have gotten generally somewhat taller,
Yeah.
but that's not it's not because the air closer to the ground is worse or,
Right.
we stopped that.
I wonder if that's true.
I honestly believe it. The same way I believe that pandas are an evolutionary dead end.
Pandas?
Pandas. Okay, so for a species to continue,
Right.
it needs two things. It needs to eat and procreate.
And they don't.
They
yeah.
only want to eat.
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
procreate voluntarily.
Right.
That's why for years we were artificially inseminating pandas
Yeah.
because they were an evolutionary dead end. One of the two basic needs were not there.
Yeah.
The need to procreate. And that's not their fault. They're animals.
I wonder why.
Because people want to see pandas fuck. I don't know.
No, but I wonder why they won't.
It's their diet.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Their diet is cane.
Right.
It's not very nutritious. Same thing with koalas. They don't eat all the nutrients they need, so their brain doesn't develop the same way it used to.
But why? I mean,
We push them into areas that they normally didn't live.
okay. I thought it just happened and then they just got stupid.
Well, the other thing is that stuff does wind down. The Neanderthal, they didn't just all die off.
Right.
They wound down.
Uh-huh.
They dwindled. And they still exist.
Yeah.
It's just we know them as blended with humans. Yeah, with traditional Homo erectus.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up intermarrying or interbreeding and creating something new. But that actual evolution stopped.
That's pretty nuts.
And you can actually we devolve quite a bit.
Nah.
You know, the kid who swallows the most marbles doesn't grow up to have kids of his own. Sorry, that's how that works. That's a George Carlin quote. I love it. I have to give credit to it. I never want anyone to think I'm stealing from George Carlin. I am, but I'm making sure everyone knows I'm doing it.
Right. You're paying
Pure homage.
Yeah.
But yeah, he used to say things like that. Like, we have stopped evolving. We have stopped growing as a people. Mm-hmm. The only thing we've gotten is further from each other.
Well, especially now with the phones and everything like that.
Phones
Jesus Christ, I noticed that no one even talks to each other anymore.
I had a 2-hour conversation at work with somebody the other day about mosh pits
Okay.
because they had no idea how mosh pits worked.
What do you mean they had no idea? What do you mean?
They don't listen to heavy metal. They're like, did you try to kill each other? I said, no.
Right.
I said, that's what people think it is.
Right.
And then I tried to explain the way we talk about mosh pits. You help somebody up. You're
Right.
bouncing against each other. You're really just feeling each other's energy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't getting it for a while. And then finally I'm like, you ever just sitting there?
Come in the back room with me.
Yeah, that's the last thing anyone's ever going to say yes to at my job. Come in the back room with me. Oh,
Especially with you.
oh yeah. It's a small room and I'm big. Oh. No, but when you look at like how we experience stuff, we experience stuff at a closer level than the next generation.
Yeah.
I know, like, one of the coworkers that I have, she's 28, 29. She literally sits hanging out with her friends. They all sit on their phones.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you guys do? Oh, we just hang out. That's not hanging out.
Yeah.
Like,
Very weird.
I have a thing, like, when I'm with my family, I'll sit with my phone face down.
Right.
And if I need to check it, I'll check it. But other than that, I don't really look at it. Mm-hmm. You know, I try not to look at it here.
Right.
Because I'm engaged in the moment.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine doing this looking at my phone comfortably.
Definitely not.
But I know plenty of people who would do it.
Oh, that hurt.
That sounded like it hurt. That was, I don't know what cracked.
That was my elbow.
What?
Yeah.
I officially retire from being old man. That is, I've never heard an elbow make that sound. Which, was it this one?
You just did. Yeah, it was that one. That
Were
one
you
right
bursitis?
It only hurt for that split second.
I know,
Doesn't
but
hurt
still.
anymore.
Do you crack your knuckles?
Yes.
Have you had anyone yell at you for cracking your knuckles?
Yes. They used to say it would give you arthritis.
Have you heard a young person yell at you for cracking your knuckles?
No.
Because it's gross.
No.
I had somebody yell at me, could you not do that? It's kind of gross. I said, you think that's gross? Wait till you see what I can do with my ankle.
Yeah.
I can just rotate my ankle and it'll just click indefinitely.
Oh, me too. Yeah, because I broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never broke my ankle.
Yeah.
Just fat. Just morbidly delicious. I don't know.
Why did I have the Lucky Charms theme in my head?
Because I'm part Irish? I don't know.
Morbidly delicious. Look, move on to the next song, Dave.
Okay, this next one's actually, it's a combination of two things we don't talk about.
Okay.
Politics and religion. So since we already started talking about evolution and fucking politics and the stealing of the land from natives, let's talk about the Jews. Jesus Christ. Not like that. Unpucker. It's okay. So what I'm talking about here is Creeping Death by Metallica. Mm-hmm. Now, the plagues in Egypt were not well documented.
Right.
But a plague was documented in Egypt. Around the same time that this would have happened.
Okay.
Now, whether or not you believe in religion depends on whether or not you think this was an act of God or a disease that swept across the land.
Right.
Killing a whole generation of people. The firstborn son, not likely. But it did happen.
Right.
Is it factual? Who knows?
Yeah.
Because we're not talking about 19 or 13 something. We're talking about
Ancient times.
well, we're talking if I remember correctly, I'm fairly well educated in religion. We talk about the birth of Jesus, what we used to say BC
Right.
and AD. BC was before
Before
Christ.
Christ, after death.
It's Anno Domini,
Okay.
the year of our Lord,
Oh, okay.
Latin. So they changed that to CE, Common Era, and then before Common Era, BC.
BCE.
So this Moses and those stories and that timeline and the Pharaoh and all that would have been about, I want to say 4000 BCE. At
So that would be like 7,000 years ago almost, right? So
at
right?
least. At least. Human history only goes back 10,000 years.
Of what we know.
Of what we know. Human history that we have recorded
Oh, okay.
goes at maximum 10,000 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was not written. A lot of it was
Just storytelling.
pictograph or storytelling.
Right.
So there's a lot of gap. The same thing, the story I found out recently that the Trojan horse story
Not real?
is a fable.
God damn it. I asked that because, God. Oh, my. Okay. I'm going to do it.
Please do.
There's a fucking pretzel commercial where the girl sends over to her friends a little pretzel Trojan horse. This is my mind. And I asked if the Trojan horse was real because of a pretzel commercial.
Well, that's what gets you thinking.
Pretzel commercials?
Well, random stuff, random ideas get you thinking about weird shit.
Yeah. So you're telling me the Trojan horse was not real?
There may have been a hair of truth in it,
Right.
but these were written like,
It probably wasn't the whole. Wasn't there like supposed to be a whole army in there?
yeah,
It was probably like 2 guys.
maybe 4.
You know? Yeah.
That probably killed some
Right.
guards and opened a gate.
Right.
But the idea is that these stories are grander than they seem. The same thing, people forget, like, we've seen 300.
Yeah.
So that battle happened.
Yeah.
Not like that.
Right.
It wasn't 300. It wasn't just 300 men. It was more than that. They were cutting off an enemy host in a very tight area.
Right. A bomb.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is Sparta didn't have walls.
Okay.
Like, other cities had big walls. They didn't have walls.
Right.
They had their soldiers. And when the soldiers marched off to war, they came around the long way and went to invade. And that's when they realized that they made a huge mistake. Because all the men were off to war.
Right.
The women were also trained soldiers. They were the only Greek force that had both men and women trained. The men were trained in offense and the women were trained in defense.
Okay.
So they defended the city and it didn't fall.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's what 300 was about.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the actual story is
Yeah.
Battle of Thermopylae, I believe.
There's going to be a lot of you talking in this. I'm going to learn a lot in this
is a specific
episode.
thing. But with Creeping Death, that time period is so because of the way books are written, there's no set years written in the Bible.
Right.
So year 1, year 32, from the birth of Jesus to the death of Jesus should be 32 years.
Yeah. 33.
32,
Whatever.
33.
Yeah.
It's up for debate because there's science that backs up information. Like without getting into personal beliefs, Christmas is in the wrong time of year.
Right. It's supposed to be in April.
Yes, because of the star map, they followed a star that would only be visible in the spring, and that would lead them to where they ended up. It was repositioned on the calendar to match up with a Roman holiday called Saturnalia. It's a gift giving, and that's why we give gifts at Christmas.
Right. And the Christmas tree is a pagan tradition.
Yes, and it was
Right.
a way to hide, at the time, a religion that was outlawed. because at the time Christianity was not accepted.
Okay.
Judaism was barely accepted by the Romans.
Okay.
So it was just one after another. 'Cause the Romans believed their gods were the gods.
Right.
And Judaism went against that, and they just stepped on them. Mm-hmm. And then when Christianity started to pop up, they were just killing Christians, feeding them to the the old term, feeding them to the lions.
Yeah.
They weren't doing it in the Colosseum. They were just feeding people to the
I heard
lions.
the Colosseum was it was actually like
wrestling.
like an act. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not some of it
A
was
large part of it was theater.
Theater, yeah.
A lot of the gladiators were actually like our common wrestlers or sports entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
They had product placement and endorsements.
Right.
Yeah, that was a common thing, and it's very interesting when you look back at what we think we know, and then you find out like gladiators were cosplay actors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes you think how this Bud Light thing's going to shake out later on. It's like what are they going to call this down the road? Stupid. That's what it's
Yeah.
going to be called.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Metallica, "Creeping Death," great song. Mm-hmm. It's one of their best.
Yeah.
We'll get to that on another episode.
I know.
Spoiler alert.
All right, let's get to my next one, which is the Cranberries
With Zombie.
Zombie.
Okay, so I don't like this song,
I kind of figured that when I did
but
it.
I don't like it for the reason you don't like. I don't think you know the reason I don't like it.
Okay.
It was just played to death when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, it was either this or U2. I had U2 up there too, and I took it off the list.
Was it Sunday Bloody Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
so
almost basically the same.
when we're
premise.
done, I will hug you for not putting U2 on the list.
Okay. You hate Bono.
Well, I don't hate Bono.
Okay.
Bono is the biggest piece of shit in the world, according
See?
to South Park.
I knew it.
According to South Park, though.
Okay.
He weighs 32 Courics.
Katie Couric.
So fucking stupid.
I know.
He's the biggest piece of shit in the world. Literally. Yeah, it's not a bad song.
Okay. I thought you were gonna not like the subject matter. Which
No, the subject matter is
it's about the IRA.
the Irish Republican Army
Right.
and their opposition to the Protestant nation that is Ireland as we know it.
Yeah.
I'm part Irish.
Yeah.
So do you know where your family came from?
Monahan.
Okay, my family came from Cork.
My mom's
Name was
is
Monahan? Well, my grandmother's last name wasn't Cork.
Yeah.
But she came from County Cork, Ireland, which
Right.
is in the south.
Yeah.
So they were my family is very pushed towards England.
Okay. Really?
My great aunt during World War I went to England as a young girl
Okay.
and started working as a housekeeper.
Okay.
She came over. She was one of the last to come over to this country
Okay.
because she was already working in England during World War II.
Right.
That she got the hell out and got to the United States. My grandmother was born in 1913 in County Cork, Ireland.
Okay.
She was not the youngest or the oldest. She was somewhere in the middle of 13 kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Irish people had a lot of kids, man.
Fucking like rabbits. It's the only thing to do to keep warm.
I know.
Which is sad because my grandmother did have twin siblings. I don't know if they were boys or girls.
Right.
They didn't make it. They put them on the oven door to keep them warm.
Right.
And the oven went cold. No,
Oh.
the oven went cold and they
God, I
passed
thought
away.
that was going to go another way.
No, I never met my great grandmother. She was dead long before I was ever born.
Yeah, I met both my great grandmothers.
I never met any of my great grandparents, and I never met my grandfathers.
Yeah. I met both of my
I met one of my grandfathers twice in my life.
both of my great grandfathers, great grandmothers on the Irish half of my family.
Wow.
And I never met. Well, my grandfather was alive on the Italian half up until I was like 6 months old,
Oh.
and my grandmother on the Italian half died before I was born. So
And your grandparents?
on the Italian side, no.
I mean, no, but you these are your great grandparents.
No.
Oh,
my
your grandparents.
And then on the Irish side, I had my grandparents up until I was right around 40 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So, my grandmother passed. My mom's mom passed away in 2011,
Okay.
her 98th birthday. She was almost 99. I'm sorry.
Okay.
She was almost 99. She was just, it was 2012. Hair away from 100.
Uh-huh.
She was rough. I mean, she was a tough lady.
It's Mary Jane's grandmother. It's going to be 102 this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then my father's mother passed away in 2017, I believe. 17 or 18.
Right.
17. She was living in Puerto Rico. She got sick and just didn't. She was old. She was in her early 90s, 93, 94.
Yeah.
But yeah, they good longevity.
Right.
Tough ladies.
Listen, if we could get
But
that,
back
if we
to
could
the
get
Irish
that
troubles.
lucky,
Oh,
you know. And listen, both my grandmother and grandfather on the Irish side, they lived into their 80s, and I mean, smoked like chimneys when I was a kid. They both quit eventually, but
sometimes the damage is done. My mom's
No,
still
but-
paying for it.
but I'm saying that they lived into their 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Well,
could
my mom's 72. My dad's 70.
Right.
Well, my mom's gonna be 72.
Yeah.
My dad just turned 73.
My mom just turned 73, and my dad is going to be 83 this year.
Wow.
Yes.
Bravo, gentlemen. So back to Dolores O'Riordan
Yeah.
And her unfortunate loss.
Yeah, yeah.
and the Cranberries. It's unfortunate that she died because this can't really be done without her.
No,
I can't imagine somebody else. I heard other people sing this.
no, she had the voice.
Yeah.
All right, with your coughing.
I'm trying not to.
I know.
If I could shove something in there to stop it, I would. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. Anyway, back to the Irish.
we're on a serious topic today.
Yeah. At least we're treating these subject matters with respect.
Right. We're only
know.
laughing at each other.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we should be doing. It doesn't.
Yeah.
The fun is making fun of each other, not the rest of the world, and a little rest of the world too. Sometimes. Yeah. I don't often get to yell "the Jews" when talking about a metal band.
Jesus Christ, that made me real nervous.
At least it was this and not Slayer. So, back to now that I'm banging into everything. But yeah, I've heard other bands cover this. Mm-hmm. It's not the same. Whatever. It sounds
she
whatever.
had that she could do the yodeling. Would it be? What that?
Yeah, I guess it's considered yodeling, but
Would it be? I don't know.
I don't know. She had a very unique voice.
Yeah.
I was joking with my wife in the car the other day. She has an Irish accent when she's singing, which is not always the thing.
Right.
Like when you think of Shirley Manson from Garbage, that Scottish accent disappears.
It's gone. Yeah.
And she has a dirty Scottish accent. It is when she speaks, you can barely understand what she's saying. It's the same thing with Adele. Adele's Cockney accent goes away.
And her attitude. Oh my God.
Man, she is a nasty woman. I love it.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know of her until a few years ago.
With Hello.
No, it was after that.
Okay.
It was
wow, really? After that?
when she hosted SNL.
Okay.
And I didn't realize how Cockney she was. I really
attitude and
appreciate
everything. Yeah.
And she was a curvy woman. Bad attitude.
Right.
Barely
Cursed.
understand her. I was turned on. Oh man. I'm like, get this nasty bitch my number. I love it. I love a good resting bitch face. Oh, if you look like you want nothing to do with me, I want everything to do with you. Oh shit.
You just want to be tortured.
Oh, I want you to look like you're sick of my existence.
Yeah.
And then I'll say something completely off-putting, and you'll just smile a little bit. I'm like, there it is.
There it is. I got you.
Oh, resting bitch face.
gotcha.
I love it. Look at me like you smell something burning. My friend Nicole, she used to look at me like she had, like I joke, like she had checkmate and she wasn't sure. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know. I'm like, you know I like that. Stop it.
All right. I'm done.
So the next one, we're going to talk about a rat.
Oh, yeah. Go
So
ahead.
once again, we're going to be talking about Iced Earth. It's a theme. I'm going to skip the normal rattle on about it.
Right. Can I tell you something? This
Yes, sir.
song, if I didn't look at that, I would have thought it was Manowar.
I know.
It has a crazy Manowar feel in the beginning.
Okay.
It changes in the middle, but
Do you know
Holy
who's singing
crap.
on this?
no.
Because it's not the original singer of Iced Earth.
Okay.
This is Tim Owens.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So after he left Priest, he did a couple of solo things, and he worked with Malmsteen for a while.
Uh-huh.
And then Iced Earth lost their singer. He left.
Okay.
I think he joined the Baltimore Police or State Troopers or something weird.
Oh, I got a real job.
Yeah, he got like a real
Okay.
He's one of those law enforcement guys.
Right.
So he got into that, and he was doing music less.
Okay.
So they found a new singer, and they
What
found
does that
Tim
mean,
Owens.
by the way?
What?
He's one of those law enforcement guys.
He's a law enforcement guy. He's big. Okay, so
I
Iced Earth.
think I know what you mean, but
Iced Earth has a problem.
we know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Their guitarist is very tied to the Oath Keepers.
Right.
Now, without going into the politics of it, the Oath Keepers are very commonly associated with the 3%, the 3% guys, which are 3% of the population, protect the rest.
Right.
That's the police. It's police and military guys.
Right.
That's a big group of people following that, separate from the Oath Keepers.
Yeah.
He is one of that 3%er group.
Okay.
I'm not in love with their ideologies, but like I said, that's politics. But he's a super pro police guy.
Right.
He was like, you're talking big, tall ginger,
Yeah.
Metalhead, shaved his head, joined the police department. One of those guys.
Gotcha.
So police guy.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I figured
Without
that
shitting
was,
on anybody.
I
Or
figured that's what you
commenting.
meant, but yeah. All right.
I just didn't want it to be like.
I know.
I didn't want to throw a "fuck the police" out there. We're gonna get to that list one day. We have to get through an Ice Cube, Ice T, NWA list eventually.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, and that's right there with punk, because those guys are really, unfortunately,
Right.
so.
Ice T is the real deal.
Oh, he's the real
I
deal.
met him at a Pantera show. He was
He's no joke.
no.
I met him at a different event, like a completely different kind of event. I went to E3, the Electronics Entertainment Expo, in California in 2010.
Okay.
He had done voice work for Gears of War 3.
Okay.
So he was there
Oh,
promoting.
he's a crazy video
He's a video
game
gamer
nerd,
too.
Yeah.
It was a great time. He
Yeah.
was super nice.
Yeah. Oh, he was great. He came down the line while we
His
were waiting
wife
to get in.
is a smoke show.
Yeah, but it's all fake.
I don't care.
Okay, I do.
Okay.
Oh.
No, there's no.
I thought you. That's it. We're throwing down.
No. If somebody wants to get body modifications to make themselves happy, great.
Oh yeah, I don't care. I just don't like it.
Eh,
That's all.
it's none of my business. Until it's my business, none of my business. I'm gonna enjoy it visually.
No, I understand that.
I'm gonna use my fucking eyes.
Yeah, see, it doesn't. It's fake to me, so that means it's not. Well, I was about to say it's fake to me, so it's not real. Sometimes I say stupid things.
I say stupid things all the time. Speaking of things that I've said that have come back to haunt me.
Uh-oh.
So yesterday we were coming home, and my son goes, "Hey, can I turn on the lights?" Because the outside lights in the house were off.
Okay.
And my brain went, "Yeah, you can turn on the fucking lights." Thankfully, I didn't say it out loud. But I thought it for a second. Yeah, you can turn on the fucking lights. Go crazy.
Why would that be bad?
Because of the fucking light story.
Oh God, why did I forget the fucking light story?
I said after,
Oh, I remember. Yes, yeah, he said it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
"You turn on the fucking lights?" Oh, shit. So, back to the song.
Yes.
This is about Attila the Hun.
Yes. It's kind of in the title.
I know, it's easy. Attila.
Yeah.
People forget what kind of brutal army the Huns were. Mm-hmm. They ruled up to the Russian steppes.
Wow. Yeah.
That's further than Napoleon got.
Right.
People forget that. Like, Napoleon didn't get as far as Attila the Hun. Mm-hmm. And the only person to get further than that was Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
And only because he came the other way.
Well, that time wise, I have no idea. Attila the Hun and Genghis Khan.
Oh, they were
Khan.
Khan. Khan.
Right. Khan. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to.
Did you Star Trek it?
I had to. Only because I know you hate.
I don't hate Star Trek. I hate
William
Shatner.
I did it because it's him. So what? Thousands of years apart, or
I wouldn't say thousands. Actually, I got to look it up because it's hard to remember
yeah.
the order in which things happen.
Because back then, yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing for you.
So Attila was 434 to 453
Okay.
CE.
Oh, so, okay. All right. CE. Current era.
So yes. So this one's going to be a little harder to read.
Why is that?
Okay, so actually, Attila the Hun was first. Because Genghis Khan was 1162 to 1227.
Oh, okay.
That is a long life in that day and age. Mm-hmm. That is a long.
And for a guy that just, brutalized people
Well, yes.
before you get fucking killed yourself, you fucking, the odds of you getting killed are quite high.
Yes, especially when you're the we take Khan as warlord
Right.
because of how he ruled. Mm-hmm. But he was a ruler, the Huns, we take the Hun as a derogatory term. I actually call people at work a rotten fucking Hun all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're weird.
These rude fucking Huns don't fucking acknowledge you when you say good morning. Good afternoon. All right, you fucking nasty Hun.
What is a Hun, though?
Well, you're German, Russian.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck them. Mean motherfuckers. That's what they are.
Yeah, I got you.
I take the time to look you in the eyes like a human and say good afternoon.
Right.
And then you just look down.
But is it's just a lot of people? Like,
No, just one or two.
oh, okay.
Nasty fucking Huns.
Oh, maybe they just don't want to fucking talk to you.
No, they're like that with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
My
all right.
wife. My wife.
My wife.
The nicest person in the universe.
Right.
There's that sound you wanted. That seltzer opening for anyone who wanted to know.
So, your wife. My wife.
They do it to her.
Yeah.
Who does that to my wife?
Right.
Who would be that cold to the nicest human I've ever met? Mm-hmm. Literally the nicest human. Mm. Who would do that?
I don't know.
Rotten fucking Huns. That's who. No. Smell like cinnamon bullshit.
So that's Attila.
That's Attila by Iced Earth.
Iced Earth.
Guitarist is a rat. Former singer. Actually, the former singer's back in music. He's in a band called Ashes of Aries.
All right.
It's pretty good.
God damn it.
Pretty fucking power metal.
Yeah.
I wish. No, well, the guitarist is still not around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no respect for the rat, but I don't give a fuck about that. This song is pretty awesome. It's on an album of weirdly historical shit.
Okay.
It's called The Glorious Burden.
All right.
And it's 2 discs. First disc has this and a few other songs on it. Last disc is just about the Civil War.
Cool.
Which should have let you know there was a fucking problem. He had a lot to say about the Civil War.
Right. But it was I dug this song. It's like I said, it was a little Manowar-y in the beginning for me, which I haven't put any Manowar on a list yet.
Because Manowar fucking blows.
This
Look me in the eyes and say they're amazing Manowar songs.
I wouldn't say there's a couple.
What?
Not amazing. All right, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Black Wind, Fire, and Steel.
Yeah, that rules.
I knew it was coming too. That's all Joey DeMeo. That's all the bass work.
Yeah.
His stupid piccolo bass. Mm-hmm. Jackasses.
I still love Manowar.
I love
not
Manowar
the newer
too.
stuff.
I love Manowar too, but not to the level that I defend them publicly.
The greatest confusion that I ever had was I always thought Manowar was like an English band or a German band or something, and then to find out that they're just New York guys.
Yeah, they're just New York dudes.
Dude, like Queens guys.
Have you ever heard Joey DeMeo talk?
Dude, you know that is it Ross the Boss?
Ross the Boss?
One of the guys owns, no, I think it's Ross. He owns a batting cage on Fresh Pond Road.
That does not surprise me in the least.
Yeah. Is that nuts?
That's that Manowar money right there.
I'm telling you.
He'd buy a batting cage.
Fucking New York guys.
Invest in weird shit like batting cage, indoor or outdoor.
I don't know. I think
because if it's outdoor, he's stupid.
I think it's indoor. It's on Fresh Pond Road and like Metropolitan Avenue.
I haven't been down that way.
I've a long time, but I think it's inside. I don't know. Whatever.
Fuck Manowar.
You say that, I don't.
Yeah, I do. Everything I say is defended by me, not him. So when I say fuck Manowar, when he says fuck the Beatles, that's on him. You did. You fucking said it.
I said it and I didn't mean it.
Yeah, well, it's not my fault. You don't mean everything you say.
You're saying it's out in the ether now?
It's out there. I can use that anytime I want.
Oh, man. Now I got to put a Beatles song on a fucking thing just to show you that I don't care.
I know you don't care. Because fuck the Beatles. I heard you say it. So we're going to go to the next 2 songs.
Okay.
Because we picked 2 back
I didn't even realize that.
From very different albums and very different singers.
Right.
So for the first, it's Invaders by Iron Maiden.
Right.
Please explain yourself.
It's you know what? At first, I thought it was a song about a historical event. It's really not. It's more of a time. It's about the Vikings.
Yes.
You know.
I don't think of that as non-historic. That is
Yeah, but I tried to when I did
specific
this. I tried
events?
to but this is more of just a time period, I would guess.
well. This is right up there with Immigrant Song as far as the Vikings,
Yeah. Well, that was used perfectly in the beginning of Ragnarok.
and at the end,
Was it?
They
when
used
was
it twice.
Did they? Oh, that's right. When they on the bridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's a good song. I don't love Led Zeppelin. That's
Yeah.
a good song.
Well, the way they and the way they used it
Yeah.
in Ragnarok was fucking awesome.
This is I don't shit on Iron Maiden. I complain about Iron Maiden a lot,
Right.
but I love Iron Maiden,
Yes.
and with that love comes a lot of critique.
Okay. You have a critique on this one?
It's a little the Invaders part.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little douchey
Is it?
to me. It feels
Why?
a little douchey.
For what? For what reason?
Just the way it's sung, the riffs that they're playing. It's
Yeah.
it just
Okay.
it hits me weird.
Okay. You could have picked Iron Maiden gives you a lot of
There's a lot of
but it's not history songs. Like it's like I almost picked Tail Gunner, but it's not really a historical event.
yes. See, but the
You
thing
know?
is, it is based on history, but not on a specific point in history.
Right.
It actually is. It's from World War One.
Right. Right. So there was a lot of I went back and forth with Iron Maiden songs, and I wanted to. I picked this one. All right.
I don't think it's a bad choice.
thought you said it was cheesy.
No. The chorus is a little douchey,
Yeah.
but I do love the song. It's on one of my favorite albums from Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Number of the Beast. I actually didn't pick something from Number of the Beast because the second I saw history, I thought I got it from them,
Okay.
and it was not Bruce Dickinson, which is weird because he really is the history and art guy.
Right.
But I picked a Paul Di'Anno piece.
Yeah. Tell me. I didn't look this up, so I don't even know what this is about.
Murders in the Rue Morgue?
Yeah.
That's Jack the Ripper, baby.
Is it? Okay.
That's Jack the Ripper, yeah.
All right.
He terrorized the Rue Morgue for the better part of a year.
Okay.
16 dead streetwalkers.
Right. Right.
Never found him. They never, not even close.
Well, to this day, well, they
They think
do
he might have been royalty.
They have ideas on who they think it is.
Yeah, there were ideas that he may have been royalty
Yeah.
and he would have been protected from above.
Uh-huh.
Or it may have been a street urchin. Mm-hmm. But they never came with any conclusive evidence of either.
Right. The fuck's this street urchin?
Street
Like
urchin?
a bum?
No, children. Like, a child, like a young person who lives on the street.
Really?
Yeah.
They think it could have been. I thought
They could have been. Well, the thing is, there was no proof on how these women were killed.
Right.
They were murdered and mutilated, but they had no proof of the size of the man. They just assumed it was a large man who
I
did
thought
it.
people saw him though.
They saw somebody,
Right.
but shadows are large. Shadows can be grand or small,
So
depending
that's
on how close to light you are.
So that weird shadowy figure in a top hat that I think of when I think of Jack the Ripper is not true.
It's not
May be
100%.
true.
It's not 100% accurate, and a lot of that story was sensationalized for newspapers.
Right, like those cartoons, like the World War II cartoons.
Yes,
Those we won't get into because they're
Well-
really racist.
not the banned ones.
Yeah.
There were some non horrible ones.
right.
But specifically, people forget when you look at Murders in the Rue Morgue, he was literally hunting women. I actually believe it was royalty.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, it's just that kind of damage to a human isn't easily done by a small person.
I got you.
It's stuff like this that led to the stories of Jekyll and Hyde. People forget that this was written.
It's supposed to take place at the same time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of the Victorian horror stuff comes from the Industrial Revolution area. That a lot of that late, like what we would consider the birth of steampunk and those ideas.
Right. You always think of London. Like, what's funny is when you think of
1600s
When I
London.
think about it, it's always dark.
16 or 1800.
With little gas lamps, right?
Well, this is the gaslight.
but that's what I mean.
I have another dumb question. How into comic books are you? So there's an entire series called Gotham by Gaslight.
Okay.
It was Batman set in Victorian era hunting Jack the Ripper.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you find him?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember how it concluded.
Right.
But as far as where I read, he hadn't found him yet.
No, all right.
But the idea of gas lamps, you're correct. Mm-hmm. You know, this is that time.
But
the gas lamps
but
lasted
the funny
until...
thing is that when I think of that time, it's never daytime.
It's never daytime. And it's always foggy during the day, so it might as well be night.
Right.
That was the other thing. There was no good view of what happened.
Uh-huh.
Like, there was no eyewitnesses because everything was foggy at night.
Right. Or it happened at it happened at night and
Yeah.
you know.
And street lamps.
Yeah, you said
Street lamps have an 8-foot glow.
Right.
Everything in between was shadows, and that's why people would get murdered in the streets.
Yep. By big shadowy guys with top hats.
Or it could have been a 4-foot tall person with a knife.
Just a long shadow.
Yeah, or a big head. Big head people.
Stop it.
I have a big head.
I know.
It's not like I'm making fun of somebody. But yeah, this is one of a few songs written about Jack the Ripper. Obviously, the song "The Ripper."
Yeah. I got that. That one's,
See, the Rue Morgue is actually in the Whitechapel district of London. So the band Whitechapel, the song "Whitechapel" by Fozzy,
Okay.
they're all written about the same subject matter.
I would have no idea about Fozzy.
I know.
Wow, what did you sound
I don't know. I just want to sound stupid for a second.
Yeah, what was that? That was weird.
Less stupid for a second? I don't know. Yeah, so I also really like Di'Anno's voice on this. I know
Yes.
I'm supposed to be a straight up Dickinson guy.
Why? Why
I don't know. So Di'Anno had more of a punkish voice, and Dickinson has a straight up singer's voice.
Right.
I used to be like, fuck Di'Anno.
Right.
And now that I'm listening to it with my, non rah-rah douchebag ears,
Right.
I'm enjoying some of it.
Well, you never liked it to be. You never liked
Like
it.
I was like, fuck him.
Yeah. But what? Him as a person?
I don't know. Nothing I ever had to do as a teenager had anything to do with how the musicians were as people.
I just don't like him.
Except fucking Gwen Stefani.
Oh god.
That motherfucker could jump off a building. I don't give a shit. Fucking boo-boo baby voice piece of shit.
Oh, and I played it for you right before today.
You did. I almost grabbed your phone and threw it. I would have literally smashed it, and then we would have gotten a Micro Center. Boy, your new one, smash that one just to prove a point. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait for that one. That's coming. I know that's coming around on the list eventually.
What's that?
Some Gwen Stefani bullshit.
No, I won't do that.
My brother-in-law started singing the shit is bananas yesterday. I almost kicked him in the neck.
Come on with your coughing.
My parents did that thing the other day where they bought bananas and then didn't eat bananas, so now they have,
Brown bananas.
I wouldn't even call them brown bananas. It looked like I don't know.
Can't even make banana bread bananas.
Yeah, like the thing that used to be bananas and a wet spot on the counter. So my sister's yelling at them, and her husband is in the background. This shit is. I'm like, you're an asshole. I'm like, I get why you married my sister. Somebody has to put up with that crazy.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to the one you have to explain to me.
Okay.
The Night Witches. Night Witches by Sabaton.
Yes. What did you think of the song?
It's Sabaton.
I
It sounds
loved
like it sounds like Sabaton. That is not an insult. My wife said, "Why don't you go get yourself a vest with some plates on it, you piece of shit?"
What? A vest? What does that mean? I don't even know what that
Have
means.
you ever seen the singer of Sabaton?
No.
He wears a fucking vest, and it looks like it has chest armor on it.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, she's making fun of you.
Why?
Because it's my wife.
Oh. So anyway, all right. So I learned about the Night Witches a few months ago. They are an all-female Russian bombing. Was it a bomber? Yeah, 588th Night Bombing Regiment.
Which is the most dangerous thing.
All female. In Russia, back in World War II, women were not allowed to be in the military. But they got a special commission to start their own bombing regiment. They did night bombing raids. Now think about this. It's in those little friggin' Red Baron planes.
Yep.
At night, they used to go over German encampments, turn off the engines, and glide over them so that all you heard, you didn't hear the engines.
Just the
You
whistling.
just heard the wind through the air, and they would bomb them at night, and then come back and do it again. Like, you know, so the Germans gave them the name the Night Witches.
Which is better to be named by your enemies.
Yeah. But I thought it was the coolest. I listened
awesome.
I listened to a podcast, like a 2-hour podcast about them. And afterwards, I was like, that is one of the coolest stories I ever heard.
It is great.
And that's like, they have like, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to bring up their names, but they had the stories of the women. Like, I think a lot of them, offhand, I don't remember. A lot of them lived quite a while doing these things.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout the war.
Not many were shot down.
Right.
The other funny thing is, it's not that women weren't allowed in the Russian military.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't allowed in the infantry
Is that what it was?
because one of the most famous snipers, her name is Lyuda.
Okay.
She was a female Russian sniper, and she was a monster. She's now, because of Chris Kyle, the third most effective sniper
Oh, yeah?
in history.
Yeah.
Simo Haya is the most effective sniper in history, but not all of his kills were with his rifle.
Okay.
He just he had fought, I think, in World War One, and he had either fought in World War One or had not fought. You know, he was living as a farmer.
Yeah.
World War II started, and he just decided to go and start
it.
picking off
Yeah.
German officers.
Yeah.
On his own. He wasn't wearing military gear. When he was finally shot and severely injured, he had still taken out over 500
Jesus.
German soldiers.
Yeah.
Tanks, anti-sniper units. He'd taken them all.
Yeah.
He retired. His military photo is his face is distorted from the bullet wound he took to the face. By the way, he got shot in the face. That's all that stopped him.
Right. Otherwise, we would have kept going.
Yeah. That's when God said, you know what? Slow down.
But yeah, I thought
But Lyuda was right up there with him.
I thought this was a cool story, man. And just Night Witches. That's a cool name.
That's a cool name.
yeah.
Other females in the military. Dr. Ruth.
Really?
Sniper.
What?
You didn't know that?
I had no
Dr.
idea.
Ruth was a
Dr.
sniper.
Ruth was a sniper.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Bob Ross was a helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
Weird people in the military.
Yeah.
Drew Carey. Military.
Drew Carey, really?
Drew Carey. Actually, if you look at his early stand-up, he still has the military
Haircut,
cut.
yeah.
That's where that started.
Uh-huh.
Because he was a military guy.
Yeah.
George Carlin was in the military.
Yeah, I did.
Dishonorable discharge. You know, not surprising. It's George Carlin. I can guess why he got dishonorable discharge. Smoking pot,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
He was an interesting dude. But yeah, the Night Witches is a great name. Sabaton's a weird band because everything's kind of that.
Hey, you know what it is like I wanted this song because I wanted to tell the story of the Night
It's
Witches.
a great story.
But like listening to the song, I'm just like, the groove picks up in the middle. In the beginning, it's very, dun, 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 and I'm like, I don't know if I could do this. And then
I don't know if I can do this.
And then because again, we have to listen to these songs over and over again. You know,
Well, that's specifically why I didn't pick certain things for you.
like what? No, you don't not pick stuff for me. Just
I
because
do have to pick, not like, okay. You got to remember.
Don't give me a 20-minute song.
That's the problem.
But you can give me an 8-minute song. I joke around about it. But if the song is good, I'll listen.
I know that if the song is good, you listen, but there's a limit. Like
Yeah,
I had to pick one song off of this Iced Earth album.
Uh-huh.
Every song's about something historically.
Yeah.
I picked this one because I was being nice. Remember, the whole second disc is about the Civil War, and it's only 3 fucking songs.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Glorious Burden, I can't remember what the 3 songs. One of them's Hold at All Costs.
Yeah. Did any of them
Talking
start,
about eating the horses because they're fucking starving.
does any
It's-
of them start with a piano? Because then I would have to go to the bathroom.
No, there's one with a fucking flute.
Yeah, the flute would get me going. This is going to be too long. I got to pee.
I can't wait for the next concert to do that. I think this one's going to be a flute solo.
Well, no, the next concert we go to, I know is...
It's going to be something crazy. I know.
No, it's...
Uh,
Oh, we're not going to talk about it?
not yet.
Okay, cool.
Because it's got to be... That's something we're going to talk about after we go.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, I'm going into that one blind.
Yes. All right.
Not blind. He's not blindfolding me.
Hold my hand, Dave.
That's not his hand. It's
All right, your next
like a
one.
baby's hand.
Yeah, it would be. What?
What?
Your next one.
Okay, now this one I find very funny that you weren't.
I did not pick it up at all.
So this is Russians by The Foreshadowing, which is actually a cover of The Police.
Yeah.
And you didn't get the placement of this song?
No.
Mr. Reagan, we will protect you. I don't subscribe to this point of view. No?
No.
Mr. Khrushchev says we will bury you.
But what is it from the? I don't know.
This is from the 80s.
Yeah.
From the,
but the point of view
the
of
Russian
who?
conflict.
Okay.
From England, it's the point from England looking at these two giant countries
okay. See,
at the brink of war.
That's what confused the shit out of me. I'm not that smart, Dave. I said it myself.
He said it himself.
I know. Yeah, I didn't get it, but I like the song.
It's a great song.
The song was cool as hell.
This band is, I call them gothic as fuck. Even though they're just guys, but they play this
right
sound.
Mm-hmm.
All their music is that trudgy kind of.
But what accent does that guy have?
It's British,
It is. That's British.
but he has a weirdly deep voice.
Yeah.
His name is Devin Graves.
Uh huh.
The real name I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
But it's an interesting band. I found these guys. I found these guys because of the band Arion.
Okay.
Arion Star One.
Mm-hmm.
When they did one of their albums, they needed multiple singers, and they got this guy Devin Graves to do a voice.
Right.
He's not even in the album very long, but it's very good.
Uh huh.
So I searched him out, found this band. When I started listening to this band, I found out they were like, I had 1 or 2 albums, and there were like 4 more that I couldn't find.
Why not?
I just couldn't find them on I couldn't find them to download, the old-fashioned way.
Oh.
So, but at the time I was transitioning from iPhone to...
Oh, okay.
I know I have titties. You don't have to make it personal. No, I was transitioning from iPhone to Android. So I was like, what am I going to do about music? Because everything was organized through iTunes.
Right.
And iTunes and Android do not play well together. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Double Twist sucks. It's a program that...
I don't know. I was Android I'm an OG Android, so.
Yeah, I'm a late convert.
Yeah.
And I'm never going back.
No.
Never going back.
I have an iPhone for work. I want to throw it out the window half the time.
If they ever gave me a phone for work, I would literally never turn it on.
Yeah. I have to.
I know you have to. But yeah, Team Android, bitches.
Yeah.
No, but the big thing especially with this band, I found out that all of their stuff at the time was on Google Play Music.
Okay.
If you have the subscription to Google Play Music, it was ad free. You can make your playlists. You could upload your stuff to their servers.
Yeah.
It was great. So I set up the family plan for me and my wife. And then a year or 2 later, they're like, yeah, we're integrating into YouTube Music.
Right.
And it all kind of went sideways. All the music's still there, but it's harder to get access my own music. And sometimes it'll accidentally...
So what do you have to do? You have to make your own playlist?
Everything I do, I make myself.
Yeah.
And it'll give me super mix and stuff like that. You've seen those.
Yeah.
I use those from time to time, but I like my own playlist.
Yeah.
I used to have on Google Play, I had a playlist that was 800 songs.
That's why I have one of those on Spotify.
But it doesn't work there's a limit to what you have on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
See, that's why I use Spotify.
Yeah.
I know we use, YouTube Music on this, and I do notice an audio difference. It sounds better on YouTube Music.
Okay, I was hoping.
Yeah. But I like Spotify because it gives me a lot more, I think it gives me a lot more options. I feel like YouTube Music, like you said, it's a lot of other people's stuff, and a lot of times I know when we're making these lists, like you'll send me something, and it's either not there or it's grayed out because it's somebody else's.
Yeah, it's somebody else's private playlist.
Right.
Or in a lot of cases, it's YouTube only, not YouTube Music.
Right.
So it's a process.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it works very, very well. Mm-hmm. Oh, also, there's a cute little reference in this song. It's a Sting cover, not a Police cover.
Okay.
How can I save my little boy from Oppenheimer's deadly toy? Robert Oppenheimer was the
bomb.
One of the inventors of the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
He's the one that actually said, "What have I done?"
Yeah. Yeah. Destroyer worlds.
He said, "Now I've become death, destroyer
Yeah.
worlds," which is in the Bhagavad Gita it's the beginning of the end. That's the oncoming force of death, Kali. That's scary shit.
Yeah.
When you say now I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Mm-hmm. By the way, poor translation to English.
But it sounds cool.
It does.
Yeah.
Destroyer of worlds is
Yeah. Listen, that's powerful.
oof.
Yeah.
So, foreshadowing. If you check them out, they're really awesome. The
Okay,
singer's
yeah.
got an amazing. I'll call it an amazing weird voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
it confused the shit out of me.
It's 'cause
the
it's-
song and his voice.
His voice goes up, but
Yeah.
it never really gets high.
Yeah.
It's still deep, but just
And
up here
I
deep.
got to listen to it again because I didn't. I was trying to figure out that accent. And you say it's British. I got to listen to it again.
So here's another double. We did it again.
Yes, we did.
And we're going to start with yours. This is Hangar 18 by Megadeth. And we do this. We double up on Megadeth a lot.
I know.
And we pick two very different topics.
Well, mine. I wanted to go a little woo woo on a topic.
I don't know what that means.
What do you mean?
A little woo-woo?
Yeah, it means like
Sci-fi?
no, not sci-fi. It means like paranormal, like
Okay.
So Hangar 18. It's basically it was
Area 51.
no
Is it not?
Wright Patterson. Yeah.
Explain, please.
Okay, so after
Educate me.
Roswell, 1947, there was supposedly a UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico, right? And they recovered the craft, right? And supposedly they recovered bodies as well. Now there was no area. I don't believe there was an Area 51 back then, but Wright Patterson in Ohio, was the place they brought all the debris.
Okay.
And they brought it to Hangar 18. They still to this day they say that there's still alien bodies there and that there is debris from Roswell,
I would say if there's anywhere where there'd be aliens, it'd be
Ohio.
fucking Ohio.
Yeah. So, but that's the story behind it. Well,
Yes.
he's a little elaborate in the song.
Yeah.
And this song also reminds me of the old days when I used to, I was a teenager, so I would set my VCR up
to
and I
watch the alien autopsy.
No, I would tape Headbangers Ball. And this was one of the videos that played on Headbangers Ball. And it was a little nutty. You know, they had like animatronic like aliens and, cryogenically frozen Megadeth.
Yeah, because it's Megadeth.
Yeah. And there was a sequel to this song.
I know.
Which was completely fictional. Like, at least he kind of, told the story in this song. In the second one, it was a completely fictionalized, like alien, like rebellion
The
in Hangar
word
18.
farcical comes to mind.
Yes. Yeah.
It's almost a parody of itself at that point.
Right.
Yeah, I do like Hangar 18 as a song. I did not know it was not New Mexico.
Yeah. No, this
I learned something today.
Area 51 is
I know it's
it's
Roswell, New Mexico.
But this Hangar 18 is in Wright Patterson.
Okay. I did not. I didn't
Well,
know Ohio had more than just, meth.
Yep.
And Cincinnati, which is more meth.
But yeah.
Oh, wait.
What?
Jerry Springer passed away.
Yes.
He was the mayor of Cincinnati.
Was it Cincinnati?
He had to resign,
Yes, I know.
Do you know why?
I don't remember. I'm sure I
It
knew,
came out
but
that he paid a hooker with a check. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Springer, hooker with a check, Cincinnati, Ohio. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
You were responsible for many years of laughs. He was one step before You Are Not the Father.
Yeah.
He led the way for Maury Povich.
Yeah, it's funny. Mary Jane showed me a thing on Facebook where people put the little flag marked "safe from," and somebody put "marked safe from Jerry Springer." Telling me I'm not the father. I told her, I was like,
That's
"That one's
Maury.
wrong. That's Maury. Come on, guys.
Got to get you people.
Get your shock.
Get your shock TV hosts
Yeah,
right.
right. Yeah.
It's like, I'm safe from Jenny Jones. You are safe from Jenny Jones. She got somebody killed. Yeah, some dangerous shit.
So that's Hangar 18. I love the song. The song I hated. You know what I like about the version I put on here? It's the old version.
Yes, it's not the remastered.
Because they screw with the drums on that remastered.
This is the
and it
remastered
kills me.
version.
It is?
But this is not the most recent remaster.
Oh, okay.
This is the 04 remaster.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, on the new remaster,
Oh.
they do something with the drums and the backing vocals and all that stuff, and it really
Well, they fuck with the
kills
drums.
song.
I forget why they fuck with the drums, but
It's
it was
so annoying.
It's annoying. So we're gonna go to the last song on the list.
Do it. This is yours.
This is 44 Minutes by Megadeth.
What is this about?
Okay, so I think it was late 90s.
I think I know what it's about, but I want to hear it.
Two guys
Right.
in body armor
Okay, it is. All right.
were
it
going
says-
to rob
Go ahead.
an armored car.
Yes.
It didn't show up, so they decided to rob the bank.
Right.
Which ended up with a 44-minute sustained gunfire battle.
And the guy was in full body armor, right?
Two of them were in full body armor.
It was two guys. And that's what I thought it was about, but I wanted to because I didn't want to look it up.
It was, and if you think about how long 44 minutes is,
Dude.
with fully automatic weapons, that is thousands upon thousands of rounds. Which he says, he says in the song, but when you think about the average clip from an AR-15
Right.
or an AK-47, AK-47 is usually a 15 to 30 round magazine.
Right.
That would be 15 seconds of sustained fire.
It was 44 minutes.
44 minutes. These guys reloaded hundreds of times.
Yeah.
To the point where some people couldn't walk in the street from the shell casings.
Yeah.
From some of the areas. They had trouble getting to the bodies at first. They finally took one of them down fairly fast.
Yeah.
The other guy was the problem because he was more armored than the first one. And he was taking direct hits to the head. Finally, they got the LA SWAT team, one of the few actual SWAT teams left.
Yeah.
Like, most cities have elected for an emergency services unit.
Right.
New York City being one of them. They take care of more than just these problems.
Yeah.
But LA still has a SWAT team. Because they have to deal with a different type of gang violence. Los Angeles is a very weirdly large city. So there's a lot to handle. Their air unit is also heavily involved.
Yeah.
And they have multiple helicopters. New York has less than 10, I think.
Uh-huh.
But Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, California, Chicago, I want to say Baltimore, and I think DC
Have actual
SWAT teams. And DC's SWAT team are trained by the Secret Service, who are also trained by other SWAT teams.
Right.
So it's not even like these guys are like the best of the best times 2 or 4. They're
Right.
insanely trained.
So how did they take this guy out?
They finally shot him in the space between his armor and his
all right.
helmet.
Yeah.
And disconnected his brainstem.
Nice.
Because that's the only way to stop somebody.
Right.
Okay, so there was an idea that they may have been on drugs. Later was confirmed that they were on stimulants.
or something? Yeah.
It was stimulants.
Yeah.
But the idea, you can't stop somebody on stimulants. You can shoot them in the head, and they
Right.
might still keep going.
Yeah.
But you disconnect the brainstem, you basically unplug the body.
Right.
And that's what it took to take. One of the guys was shot through the armor, I think in the shoulder, but across, and it
right
destroyed
through,
both
yeah.
his lungs and his aorta.
Right.
And that's a done deal. You stop breathing and you bleed.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But the actual damage done by these weapons is insane. I don't know how many people were killed in that gunfight, because I know at least 2 police officers were killed.
Yeah.
The original responding officers were both shot down. But there must have been at least 2 more. And that's a very small amount of loss for the amount of damage that was done. And they got away with nothing.
Yeah, because they both died.
Yeah. And they didn't get far. Like, it's not like they got in a car and drove away.
But why did they get anything to begin with?
They had robbed the bank.
Right.
They went into the bank.
So why not just leave?
They were on their way out. They had set off the alarm
Oh,
when
and
they
the
went
cops
into the
already
bank.
were out there.
That's why they were initially going for the armored car. The armored car could only radio for help.
Yeah.
And they had a jammer.
Okay.
But since the jammer wouldn't work in the bank, they didn't bother, because a jammer works on a wireless signal.
Right.
But the alarms are wired. So the alarm would have gone off either way. They making poor choices all around. You're robbing an armored car.
Right.
One of the hardest things to rob. It's fortified.
Right.
The guys are they're as heavily
There's
armed
guys
as most
inside
people.
that are
Yeah.
armed, right? Yeah.
I have theories about armored cars and weak spots, but it's
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with that. It's more conjecture, and woo, easy. What happened? You got nervous?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna spill it all over.
Oh, I thought you
Spill
nervous.
it
I was going to start describing how to commit a felony.
Yeah.
No.
That too. Dave, shut up. Dave.
No, I have no interest in ever committing a felony. I have no interest in robbing banks or armored cars or committing any grievous bodily harm against another person, except Gwen Stefani, but that's a different story. Oh, Shatner and fucking Seagal too.
Yeah.
Barring that, you don't have that thing with your friends. Like, if you were going to do this, how would you do it?
No.
Oh, I guess me and my friends are weird then.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
You know, if you're going to commit a murder, how would you do it?
No.
No?
I don't have that because I don't think that way.
Oh, we fucking do. Sorry,
All right.
we're weird.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Like I said, I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm beyond the idea of being a tough guy. Obviously, you can't be this tough and shaped like a Jello mold. I'm a Buddha Jello mold. Buddha Jello. Yeah. So,
I want to have another piece of that cake after we're done.
oh yeah. By the way, my birthday passed recently. My dad's birthday passed, so we got a big cake because my sister doesn't understand math. She decided to get a sheet cake, and she's like, "Yeah, give me a half tray," not realizing how big a tray was.
Yeah.
A tray's almost as big as one of these tables, so she got half of that. And my dad, my mom, and I are all diabetic. I think it was an attempted murder. That's what that was. Jesus Christ. It was good, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have another piece when we're done.
That sounds good. Uh-huh. Got plates there. Don't worry. We're all good. Don't worry, they're not in frame. I checked. I checked for you. Just a little corner of one, right?
No,
right there.
I looked and I just realized that both our forks are on there.
Yeah, but they're not touching.
I don't know which one's mine.
I can tell.
How?
Not by taste. Relax. I knew you were going to say it. Yeah, no, the one that's not with the knife is yours.
How do you know?
Because I put them on the plate.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Short-term memory is pretty fucking sharp.
Yeah, okay.
What did I eat for breakfast yesterday?
Don't know.
A little fuzzy.
Yeah.
But what did I do 20 minutes ago, hour ago? I'm good.
Okay, good.
I got that.
All right.
Where are my glasses? Right over there. I know what I'm doing for the most part. Not really. But I know those things are 100% true.
Okay.
And if you feel uncomfortable, go wash it off in the sink. I don't know why that was so funny. I don't mean you dick. I mean the fork.
The whole thing is like, why? I don't know.
It's not even that bad. If you're going to puke that way.
No, I'm not.
Non-carpeted floor.
Yeah.
So, that concludes our weird episode of Songs About History.
Yeah.
Check us out on Instagram. I am basher.exe.
I'm Nugs29.
We are also Hit the Stage Podcast.
.com.
Hit the Stage Podcast on Instagram. Mike and Dave Hit the Stage on YouTube. We want you to check out Unworked Apparel.
Yes.
On Instagram. Their stuff is awesome. John's a great guy. He will help you any way you need to get the designs you want put on the clothing that you want. He's awesome. He is a long-time friend of Mike. Not quite as long, but a very good friend of mine.
Yeah, we played in a band together.
I played in a band with him. We
Good
never
times.
played together.
No, very weird. We were in the same band, not at the same time.
Yeah.
Really weird.
I blame you for me not being there.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
No fucking clue what's going on anymore. Yeah, and I want to plug The Weege with Searchlights. You can find them on Bandcamp. Check them out. They're awesome. They're really just a fun band.
Yeah.
I had a good 20-minute talk with their bassist, Devin, about pedals. Because at the show, he had a little pedal board about the same size as the pedal board I have.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what are you using? He goes, none of that. He goes, I'm basically just using the tuner. I have the pedals there, but I didn't turn any of them on.
Why?
He's still figuring out how he wants the sound to be.
Oh, okay.
So I respect that. But it's funny that he had all these, and they were good pedals. And he just wasn't using any of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, the fact that
Just a show.
all that tone was the bass and your hands and the amp is great.
Yeah.
And the rest was on and off for the tuner so he can make sure he was in tune. So yeah, check out the Weege Bandcamp. Their album is Searchlights, 8 tracks covering a range of songs from as
Right, don't they do Billie Eilish?
and Wu-Tang Clan. Those are my favorite too. Cream
Wu-Tang.
by Wu-Tang and Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. They are really good. And he has some these are all jazz improv over the initial idea of these songs. So really you're getting their interpretation of it. So it's not a cover.
Right. Okay.
It's a really, and these guys are phenomenal.
Cool.
So check them out. Until next time, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves.
Hail Halford.
Hail Halford. We're out.